Hi, welcome back to The Scent Advocate. Today I'm making a video in response to a question I got earlier today. The question was, what do I get for a 13-year-old? What do you recommend? You're into niche and indie brands. What do you think would be different, interesting, and yet appealable to a 13-year-old? I got you covered. So I have multiple choices from my collection here that I think would be wildly popular with any 13-year-old. This happens to be a 13-year-old girl, but those of you who watch the channel regularly know that I really think it's all just a matter of personal preference. There are so many unisex choices among these, and I'll let you know which I think are really unisex and which lean one way, masculine or feminine. But ultimately, I think these are great choices for people who are young and, let me add, young at heart, which is sometimes me. And that's why I have them in my collection. So before we jump in, tonight's beverage is in honor of another friend who was inquiring about fragrances today. We have, it's not Prosecco, but it is bubbly and it's domestic. It's Dr. Constantine Frank Blanc de Blanc, I think. I'll put it in the description. Very nice New York sparkling wine. I love it. It's zippy. Not too dry, but definitely not sweet. I mean, it's got a juicy character to it. Try it, you'll get it. Let's jump right in. The first fragrance that I would recommend for a younger person, but also, chronologically young, but also someone who's young at heart, is White Crush by Obvious. Yes. Lots of fun, including the kind of quirky cork top, which I have to be honest, reaching for some scent strips here, sorry, I don't adore, but it works just fine. Haven't had any problems with it. It hasn't dried out and crumbled up or anything. Love this fragrance. I think I paid about $150 for this approximately. This is an EDP. It is 100 ml and it's a 2025 release. The nose behind this is Tangy Gnay. The notes are mountain air. Who doesn't love some mountain air? Pink pepper, orris rose, white musk, and tonka bean. This is very clean and fresh. You just stepped out of a shower you took up in the mountains, but not just any mountains. These are the Rocky Mountains, potentially, I don't know, mountains in Europe, the Swiss Alps, the Dolomites, I don't know, the Pyrenees, one of those. Very clean, crisp fragrance, a little bit soapy, very pleasing. This is unisex. I think especially unisex if you're talking about, the younger generations, the 13-year-olds out there. Certainly anyone can wear this, but in easy reach. I wouldn't say this is something for a formal occasion, but certainly a quick grab and go. Always smell great. The performance is really, really good. It's an excellent EDP. I don't recommend overspraying this on me. Soapy, too much soapy fragrance can be a little bit cloying. If that's the case for you, take it easy. This is a quality choice. Beautiful stuff. White Crush by Obvious. Moving on, we've got, what's next? Oh yeah, let's just jump right into these. Why not? Start with the original Glossier You. Can't go wrong with this one, and it's easy to find at your local Sephora. Yes, this is Glossier You. The noses behind this are Dora Bagriche and Frank Vogel. This goes for $82. It's a 50 ml. It's an EDP, and it is a 2017 release. The notes in this are iris, pink pepper, ambroxan, and ambrette. beautiful stuff. Your skin but better. Naked, nude fragrance, you know, oh, universally pleasing, very ambrette forward. If you're looking for the maybe a slightly less expensive version of this, not to say they're identical, they're not, but since I got you here, let's just compare them very quickly. They're not identical. Otherwise, I wouldn't have them both in my collection. But if you like one, you'll like the other. The Glossier You is beautiful. Another 13 is also beautiful. The price difference is about $300 approximately. If you're buying for a 13-year-old, my recommendation, go for Glossier You. It's great. It smells close enough. It's very high quality, excellent performance, universally pleasing. Is it unisex? I think it leans a little feminine, but certainly anyone could wear it. It's not seriously feminine. Beautiful stuff. I absolutely love it. I wear it myself. I highly recommend it. Glossier You by Glossier. Moving on, we've got Glossier You Doux. I think I told you in last night's video. I have quite a few of these. I absolutely love this one. This is also $82, also by Frank Vogel. This is a 2024 release. It's an EDP and it's also 50 ml. So the notes in this are violet, palo santo, frankincense, myrrh, ambrette, and ambroxan. Again, that ambrette base, really love it. This is a compliment getter. So imagine the ambrette with iris. I know iris isn't a note in here, but the violet, I think, compounded with the palo santo definitely gives it that powdery, irisy accord. The frankincense and myrrh, very, very muted. It's ambrette, forward, and iris. Very powerful stuff. Spray a little of this and I got compliments for the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. People were coming up to me literally, what are you wearing? And a few people guessed. That's the thing. And maybe it's a positive if you're dealing with 13-year-old type. I mean, you know, that age group, they don't necessarily want something that's completely unique. You can't go wrong with these. And it's okay if they're familiar with it, at least with my 14-year-old, that works fine. Okay, Glossier You Doux. Moving on, we've got, you had to know what was coming, Glossier You Rêve. There we go. So this is a flanker. It's also a Frank Vogel. This is a 50 ml. It's $82 again, at least that's what I paid for it. 2024 release, and it's an EDP. This is buttercream, plum, almond, sandalwood, iris, ambroxan, and ambrette. It's, whoops, sorry. It's a fruit forward version. It's a fruit forward flanker with some almond in there. It's very nice. It's not too fruity. It's a dark, sophisticated, rich fruit. The plum, perfectly described. Beautiful. I think this is the more mature of the three, the more moody of the three. It's got, I think, something of a darker quality, an evening sort of quality too, a cooler weather quality. Absolutely beautiful. Again, universally pleasing. I would say all three are wonderful choices for a 13-year-old. I can't imagine anyone not liking all three of them. Are they all unisex? I think they all lean a little bit feminine, but um, in you know, my daughter's description of you know, young high school culture, you know, none of that matters. You wear whatever you like, and certainly these are all likable. Okay, moving on. We've got, what is next in the lineup? All right. Oh, she loves this one. So I do go a little bit by what my darling Jackie loves, and this is a major favorite. It is Blanche Bête. I know everyone knows this one, right? And one of the hallmarks of my channel has been that I like fragrances that are not front of mind for everyone, but I think in this instance it's appropriate. So nobody wants to get a 13-year-old a gift she or he won't enjoy. And because they don't hold back, do they? They let you know. And if you are young at heart, you're still going to enjoy this. I wouldn't bet my life on it, but I would bet on it. So Blanche Bête by Liquid Imaginaires. This is an EDP. It is 100 ml. It is a 2022 release, and it goes for $285. This is musk mallow, which means ambrette, milk, jasmine, tuberose, incense, tonka bean, cocoa, musk, vanilla, and a couple of other ingredients. This is a lovely, lovely fragrance. I get a little bit of coconut in this. That's just me. Do you? Let me know in the comments. Yeah. You know, it's very powerful. I'll just say that. The risk in overspraying this is high. I think because it's so pleasing, it's such a non-sweet gourmand that we're inclined to want to just drench ourselves in it. It's extremely compelling. The cocoa comes across to me as more of a coconut. I respect that the note is cocoa, but I'm just not getting that. The ambrette is very well combined with the other ingredients. It's not an ambrette screamer like the Glossiers are, but it's definitely there. The tonka's nice. Incense, not really. I'm not really getting a whole lot of that. Jasmine, maybe slightly. Tuberose, very slightly, just to kind of give it a floral anchor. But again, this is a really, and I think it's why it's so popular, a really well combined set of ingredients and notes. Beautiful stuff, universally likable, I think. Pardon me, the bubbly has given me a little bit of hiccups. I think it's probably more feminine leaning than masculine, and you know, a great choice. Certainly my young teen loves it. Blanche Bête by Liquid Imaginaires. Also, these are not terribly hard to find. I think that's kind of a benefit as well. You gotta love this one. I know it was a trend, but it is delicious. The Dubai chocolate perfume, definitely unisex. This is by Vivamor Parfums. This is Sidonie Lancesseur. This is 100 ml. It goes for $95. It is a 2025 release, and it is an extrait. So the notes in this are pistachio, Sicilian bergamot, chocolate, kunafa, tonka bean, and vanilla. Does it smell exactly like Dubai chocolate? You better believe it does. And who doesn't love some of that? My little bunny went nuts for it, and I'm afraid I did too. Among gourmands, this is absolutely respectable. This is not this, which is not to say this is not respectable. These are both deeply respectable. I have a ton of Kyse fragrances in my collection. This is more of a sweet gourmand than this. But what I mean about respectable is when I first saw this, I got it not taking it very seriously. I thought, well, it's going to be some kind of, cliche, uber sweet, not wearable, kind of ridiculous. And it's not. This is nice. Very nice. There are woods in this. I get a rice note. I get a toasted kind of brown rice note in this. Like you're preparing to make a pilaf. I get, some nutmeg. This is way more interesting than the notes lead you to believe. So do not take this as an unserious fragrance. I hesitated to add this to the list because it's so serious, even though it looks, from the name, like it's not necessarily a serious niche fragrance, but it absolutely is. This would be, it's a non-sweet gourmand, and it, like I said, definitely got some power behind it. Very interesting set of notes. And I'll talk about Oui Plus too. I don't have the notes written down, but I will tell you I love this, which is why it's like half gone. It's gorgeous, but it is more of a traditional gourmand. And why I didn't choose this is because I didn't want too much of the similar notes. And, I've got a chocolate. I've got, like I tried to mix it up a bit. But I gotta say, this is a stunner too. It's not too sweet. It's sweeter than Dubai Chocolate Parfum, but it's got a nuttiness to it, a very dry, woody, nutty chocolate. The vanilla is there, but it's a high quality vanilla. This is lovely too, and I can't imagine anyone not liking this. The interesting thing about these two is that they're both very much unisex, and despite being, despite this having a s'more on the front and this one being named after, kind of a viral chocolate trend, these are serious perfumes, serious fragrances, I should say. And they may be a little too serious for a 13-year-old, but definitely not too serious for the young at heart that appreciates niche and indie fragrances. So think long and hard about this. Don't be fooled by the whole chocolate thing or the sticker on this or the name on this. These are serious powerhouse fragrances. All right, moving on. We've got how about Annabelle's Birthday Cake by Marisa Zappis. Come on, get in focus for me. There we go. So my little darling undid. This was a velvet bow, and isn't it wonderful? She's amazing. She goes in and undoes my bow. I love her. Love this stuff. This is a 50 ml. It is an EDP. It's a 2021 release, and it goes for $175. Again, like the last two I spoke about, despite the fact that it's got a name that mentions cake, it's serious. So if you've got a young at heart person or a 13-year-old that's really into fragrance, this would be a great choice. The notes are sugar, heliotrope, lemon, balloons, yes, a rubber accord, whipped cream, cupcake, rose, tuberose, honeycomb, cocoa, and tonka bean. However, this is serious stuff. This is a very floral, non-sweet gourmand. It's It's teetering on the edge of gourmand. In fact, this is really almost non-gourmand. It's but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful floral gourmand or flormand that has a universally appealing set of notes. I think the heliotrope is stunning. The rose is so nice and light and dewy. A beautiful, newly blooming rose, and you know, it's not a big American Beauty or anything. It's one of those kind of, it's not a tea rose either. You know, when you have the rose bushes, kind of the generic non-specific rose bushes, and they're either pink or red, but they're not a total red, they're like a pale red, like that. And almost a jammy expression of the rose, but not heavy or dark. The cocoa is really hard for me to detect rather. The tonka bean is there. The honey, there's enough sweetness to set off the seriousness, I guess, of the rose and make this more appealing to a younger demographic. The lemon is there, but it's, you know, it's a lemon rind and it's not candied. So this is a very balanced, I think that's the best way to put it, a very balanced flormand that if you've got a young at heart or young person really interested in fragrance or with the potential of having a serious interest in fragrance, I highly recommend this. I do think it's universally appealing. I also think it leans feminine, probably among the more feminine leaning fragrances I'll talk about tonight. It is Annabelle's Birthday Cake by Marissa Zappis. Next, we've got, I should have probably mentioned this one earlier because it's in the same scent family as the Glossier You Doux. It is Sonic Flower by Room 1015. This is Jerome Epinay. Love him and everything he does. This is an EDP. It's 100 ml. It's a 2023 release, and it goes for about $200. The notes in this are carrot seed, pink pepper, orris, jasmine, musk, ambroxan, and cashmeran. So you know how it's going to smell. This is Your Skin But Better, clean, unisex, leaning slightly feminine, very light. The carrot seeds give it a distinguishing feel. There's an additional sweetness to this. It's more complex than the Glossier You Doux. And I shouldn't say that. It's not really fair. It's something that's more complex. It's got a different, it takes it in a different direction. Those are not simple. I think the Glossier You Doux are all interesting and complex. That's why I own them. I love them. But this is not a dupe, or they are not dupes of the Sonic Flower 1015. There's a difference, and I like them for different reasons. For me, there's enough of distinguishing notes that I wanted them all in my collection, and I do wear them all, absolutely, and I find them distinguishable enough to justify having them all. Carrot seed to me really comes out. The cashmere kind of feel, that fantasy note is definitely present, and I think it plays beautifully off the carrot seed. This is very spring-like, cool to warm weather, transitional time. I reach for this. I don't necessarily think of the weather so much with the Glossiers, but this I do. And I think it's that carrot seed. Beautiful stuff. Definitely unisex, leaning feminine. Room 1015, Sonic Flower. All right, moving on. We've got, who doesn't love vanilla powder? By Materie Parfumer. This is Orlean Gouchard. This is an EDP 2023 release. It is a 50 ml and it goes for $230. The notes in this are coconut powder, heliotrope, vanilla, musk, palo santo, and lactones. That means milk, friends. What do you think? Is it a milky vanilla? Is it a lactonic floral? What do you think? The fact is, the first time I tried this, it was just too floral and too sweet for me. I didn't like it. And then I tried it again in a department store in Las Vegas, because that's where I spend most of my time buying fragrances. And I thought to myself, what the heck was I thinking before? This is gorgeous. I have to have it. So I bought it. The magic that is the heliotrope meeting the vanilla and the lactones, this is really special stuff. It's universally appealing. It leans feminine. It's not quite gourmand, but it's a sweet-ish floral. Not sickly sweet, not too sweet. It's right on the edge, and I feel like that edge that it rides makes it very commercially appealing. I've never heard anyone say they don't love this. I've never heard it criticized or read about it being, anything other than wonderful. The only negative I ever heard about it was me. And I must have been crazy at the time, or perhaps I smelled a bad bottle, or I ate too much garlic for lunch, who knows. But this is an absolute stunner. Very powdery, very pretty. The coconut is a dry, green coconut. It's not, coconut candy or anything like that. It's very, very astute. Beautiful stuff. Vanilla powder by Materie Premiere. Moving on, we've got Windflowers by Creed. I know. Some people say this smells like another famous fragrance. I won't get into that. I also know that it is pricey. Yes, very pricey. $460 for 75 ml. This is a 2021 release, and it is an EDP. The notes in this are jasmine, orange blossom, peach, jasmine. I already said jasmine. Sorry about that. Tuberose, rose centifolia, musk, sandalwood, and praline. This is beautiful. This is similar to another fragrance from a designer house, which I don't have in my collection right now. But I won't get into that. What sets this apart and makes it different is the praline and the sweetness of the peach. This is sweeter than other fragrances that some have compared to it. Is it worth $460? That's for you to decide. I can't say. This was a purchase I made based on multiple personal factors. Sometimes I buy myself gifts, and over the years they tend to be from the House of Creed, and this is one. So is this too much to spend on a 13-year-old? Probably. But if you share it, as I do with my 14-year-old, it can be perfectly fine. It's up to you. But is it beautiful? Absolutely. Universally pleasing? Yes. I can't imagine anyone not liking this. The single biggest criticism I've heard is that it smells similar to another fragrance, which I won't get into. If you know, you know. If you don't, it doesn't matter, because this will be unique to you. And to me, it is distinguishable. I do not think it is duplicative of the other fragrance. I think it has its differences. That having been said, I do not have both in my collection, just this right now. Beautiful stuff. Windflowers by Creed. Definitely leans feminine. All right, actually, I shouldn't say it leans feminine. It is feminine. Yes, I think that's fair. Yeah. What is not feminine? What is unisex for sure? A crowd favorite. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. Le Papier by Diptyque. Absolutely. This is a 2023 release. It's an EDT. This goes for $195 and it is 100 ml. The nose behind this is Fabrice Pellegrin. This is musk, sesame, mimosa, and woods. Beautiful amberette. I know it doesn't say amberette, but that's what the musk is in this. I would bet on it. Very nice, very clean, a little bit soapy. I just got out of the shower and I smell amazing. You can sweat in this one, so there aren't many that I can say that about, but this one definitely, if you are, you know, a 13-year-old and you're going to go out and, you know, go out and about with your friends, doing whatever. It's a warm day. This is perfect. This doesn't smell too much. It's not too heavy. It's very light. It's perfectly age appropriate and yet wonderful for anybody else reaching for it. This is one of the easiest reaches I have in my collection. Do not be fooled by the concentration. It does pack a punch. So a little bit goes a long way. Completely unisex, gorgeous, always appropriate, universally pleasing. You gotta love it. It's Le Papier by Diptyque. And look at the little art on the back. Who doesn't love, come on, who doesn't love Diptyque? Gorgeous. All right, moving on. We've got one I already talked about, so I'll go back to it. It is Labo's Another 13. I hinted at it when I talked about probably the Glossier Use. So this is a Natalie Lorson creation. This is 100 ml. It goes for $348. It's an EDP and it is a 2010 release. So the notes in this are pear, apple, citrus, amberette. Let's see, moss, jasmine, isoe super, etc., etc. We've got, you know, woody musks, various chemicals that add to the charm that is Another 13. This is a lighter and more, I mean, if I didn't know better, I would say there was a hint of aldehyde in here, just a hint. It's got a fizzy lift to it, and I'm not sure where that comes from. Maybe it's the citruses, maybe it's the complexity of some of the chemical analogs of, you know, the woody notes, the musk, and the ambrettes. But it's really beautiful. For me, this is distinguishable from the other ambrette forward fragrances that I've talked about tonight. This is absolutely unisex, definitely appropriate anytime, any day, anywhere. You can't go wrong with it. Super easy reach. It's expensive. That's the problem. But these do come in different sizes. I think that's noteworthy, and I believe you may be able to get them discounted. I'm not positive. I think I've seen these on occasion on the gray market marked down a bit. And it's absolutely stunning. Another 13 by Labo. All right, that is the lineup for tonight. What do you think of these fragrances for the young and the young at heart? Universally pleasing, easy reaches, not too heavy, I can't imagine anyone not liking these, but you tell me. Let me know in the comments. Hey, if you aren't yet a subscriber to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.